They just kept rushing, yeah.
I tell you what, it looks to me that our blue team here, MoB Deep, they're definitely more aware of who they're playing than Final Boss is aware of who they're playing. In other words, MoB Deep knows who they're up against. It's on their faces. They're trying to be brave. They're trying to show that they're not scared. But it's you can tell by their body language is what I'm saying.
Absolutely. I mean, like we said, they're going up against the Yankees, the Red Sox. I mean, it's just that's the dynasty. These are players that everyone knows. They're famous and they're the best in the world.
All right. Well, let's check out the stats here. Strong side win huge there. 20 kills. 17 assists and only 7 deaths. A positive 13 ratio, Sundance.
Domination by Strong Side, who, like I said, looked like he was in his living room playing on his couch.
Well, how about the young player, though? Homicide led his team with kills with 10. But I'm telling you, I think he's under pressure. I think he's 13 now. He may be 16 by the time this match is over. He's aging. He's maturing before our eyes.
But you know what? You got to say this. This is a great experience for a kid like that to come out here and to get against Final Boss on the main stage on ESPN Saturday night.
All right, well, coming up next, we are going to have Team Slayer on Construct.
I tell you what, in that last match, you saw Strong Side leaning back, and if you look at his positioning on stage, the guys can see him. All the opposing players can see him leaning back. That's got to be part of the mental game, right?
Oh, absolutely. There's more than one way to talk smack. You can talk it with body language, too.
Well, we're jumping on board, starting this game off with Homicide. He led his team MoB Deep in the last game with 10 kills. Hoping to get to 50 before Final Boss's team does here. Now, of course, on Construct, the key is to get up top and hold the top. You see Homicide running into 2 players, getting help from Light King, taking down Ogre 2. Now going in on Ogre 1. He had to reload. He had Ogre 1 beat.
And Strong Side from the side takes him out.
All right, so now, speaking of Strong Side, let's swap over to his screen.
Type D to Station 9.
Game tied at 4 right now. Strong Side just setting up here in the sword room. He's got the rest of his team branched out along the perimeter. He's going to run the middle, flanking Homicide that you see here.
How does Strong Side change his strategy for a game like this? In the last game, it was capture the flag, so he's basically playing fullback to their flag carrier. On this game, does he have to change what he's doing?
I'll tell you what, the great thing about Strong Side is he never changes his game. His team literally has adapted to the way that he will play. They've adapted it so that they can allow him to go out and be a free-flowing player. When you start to put Strong Side in a box, it starts to hinder his ability. Final Boss has so much skill at every position that they just allow him to go do his thing, and the Ogres and Walshy fill in the rest.
Wow. Well, Strong Side's taken down. It looks like Light King is doing some heavy lifting here for the MoB Deep team. Let's check him out. As we mentioned before, Light King was a pro in Halo 2 before, played with Shook One Gaming in the early 2006 season, trying to make a name for himself early in 2008.
And again, for him to have to shift up, as you mentioned, he was with Shook One. They had a good run there. They played well. But he's with a new squad here, working it out, fitting in pretty well. But he's got that experience. He's played against these guys before, so what he needs to do is he needs to realize that he's got to look over to his right and talk to that 13-year-old and maybe rein him in a little bit. Because pure skill isn't enough at this level. The mental aspect of the game is just as important.
And we have Coach Fever there behind Light King. He is talking to the whole team, doing a great job. One thing to note, Final Boss does not have a coach, Sundance.
I know a lot of people may ask, how is that possible? How can they win without a coach? Well, you know what? They didn't drop a single game at our Vegas Championships last year without a coach. They've had coaches in the past and had some issues with that. I believe that the thing with them that works the most is that having another coach in their ear takes away from their ability to communicate as the players that they are. And Walshy is as much a player coach as you'll ever see in our league.
And right now we're just seeing some phenomenal play by MoB Deep. They're up 21-18, and Light King and Homicidal are just running over the Ogres.
This is exactly what MoB Deep needed after that last game, which we were dominated 3-0 in flag cap. They needed to get a lead and keep a lead. Just being up by 2, you might say that's not that many kills, but it gives you the mental feeling that you're not just in the game, you're winning the game.
All right, well, we're going to swap over to Homicidal. And just as I said that, he was taken down, but Homicidal really just putting probably the most shots for MoB Deep on opponents. He's playing selflessly. He's injuring players, calling it out, letting his partners pick up the kill, register the kills for his team. As you see, he just out-BR'd Ogre 1 once again.
He's warming up. The game's tied at 25. We're halfway there. At about 30 kills is where you see it's taken down, but about 30 kills is where you see the game change a little bit. Teams start to play a little bit safer because they're only 20 kills away from number 50, and that's the end of the game.
Well, Walshy has the rocket launcher now. Final Boss has retaken the lead, and it's due to the power weapon control. Final Boss, one of the smartest in the league, and Walshy catching Clutch in the stomach with that rocket. He didn't aim for a wall. He went right for the body.
That's just nasty, and that's what you can do when your name's Walshy.
I think when he first got the rocket launcher, you heard the first rocket land, and that was almost like the call of what's about to come, which is Final Boss dominating.
All right, well, now we're going to switch over to In the Clutch, who is going after Walshy. In the Clutch, as we mentioned earlier, new to the MLG scene, but he's having a pretty strong performance here in Team Slayer.
Walshy with a sneaky getaway right there, got a little lucky.
Now, Clutch probably should have hit the back smack there. His reflex is not quite up to par quite yet. He's not warmed up. This is not the Clutch I saw in round 1 warming up on our side station Sunday.
Well, again, Puckett, I mean, you know what the fact of the matter is, as I said, he's got the skill. We've seen that. He's got the ability, but is his head in the game? I mean, is he feeling the pressure? Final Boss, main stage, MLG 08. I mean, I don't know. That's kind of stressful.
Absolutely, and you see In the Clutch on his respawn getting shot 3 times. That's not how you want to come back to life in Halo 3.
They're waiting for you.
Oh, and look at that play, catching strong side with the headshot before being taken down. We're going back over to Walshy, though. Walshy is on a tear. He just picked up an assassination and another kill. It's 43-33. Final Boss coming together in the second half of this game and just destroying Mob Deep.
It seems as if Mob Deep taking the lead there sort of upset Final Boss, and now they're trying to prove a point or something.
Well, a team like Final Boss is known to make statements, okay? They're not just aware of they're playing Mob Deep, and that's what they're focused on here, right? They want to win this 3-0. They want to have 3 flag caps to none. They want to win 50-20 so that the next team that they play knows that they had no problem getting there. So while their teammates are fighting it out, they want to just roll over the competition.
That's something that you might call swagger if we were talking about a sport on the court.
Absolutely. Final Boss has got that swagger, and rightfully so.
Well, Final Boss keeping the pressure on Mob Deep. Mob Deep unable to set up at all. As you see, Walshy was chasing after that final kill. It's 49, and Ogre 2 will end it. So 15 kills for Ogre 2. Walshy with 14. Final Boss got to be feeling good now. Up 2 games to 0 in the best of 5 Sundays.
Absolutely. Now, again, you expect them to win. You expect them to have a lot of confidence. What you don't expect them to do is to do it at will, and that's what it seems like. It seems like when they ratchet it up, like you said, Aaron, they're able to just essentially shut down their opponent.
All right, well, let's take a look at the stats here. Ogre 2, huge game, 15 kills, 8 assists, 10 deaths. That's a positive 5 ratio. In the Clutch, on the other hand, showing that the nerves are getting the best to him.
Negative 11, 4 and 15. Now, Homicide, 13-13, a push. You might say that's not great. That's pretty good when you're putting that many shots on people and you're playing that aggressively.
Well, one thing to note there is we did see In the Clutch respawning into fire. Final Boss had the setup in the second half of that game, and they were just not letting Mob Deep escape from that spawn trap.
It seemed like In the Clutch took the brunt of the punishment from Final Boss. Like you said, he got caught in that spawn trap, and he just took all the pain.
Well, don't kid yourself also. Final Boss is such a good team, so established. They've been around so long. They can sense when somebody's feeling the pressure, and you know what you do? You go after that weak link.
How about Homicide, though? He actually led his team in kills again. Let's keep track of that. He led in the first match. Now he's leading this game. What's going to happen next?